Bowman Live. Welcome to this late edition of the program on this morning, night, depending upon where you are. Okay, I'm going to deal with some heavy stuff here. And as you know, last week, almost a week ago, WWE debuted on Netflix. I guess that's going to be the program where WWE is going to, showcase all the WWE's wrestling talent on Monday Night Raw. So throughout the evening, it appeared to be a decent show. But at some point in time in the show, Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania, and all that stuff, he came out and he was booed excessively. Well, I want to go back in time, and in a separate video, I'm going to talk about how Mark Henry knows exactly why Hulk Hogan was loudly booed on WWE Raw's Netflix debut. But you know what? See, some people think that black people have thin memories and that we don't remember the things that people have said about us and say to us. Well, in the world of professional sports as a whole, and I'm going to be talking about this on my wrestling channel in detail, but just for this show right here, I'm just going to give you the minimal version. But throughout the history of professional sports in general, racism, bigotry, and prejudice, whether you all like to hear it or not, it played a huge role. And those who were the pioneers and the trailblazers of every sport were the ones who paid the price. And this is the sad thing. Down through the years, within the world of professional wrestling, the early black professional wrestlers from Bobo Brazil, and so many other greats who came along, they dealt with racism and bigotry. As a matter of fact, when they were on the wrestling circuit, they couldn't even come into the dressing room with the white wrestlers. They weren't even allowed to talk to the white people in the audience. All they could do was come, do whatever they were supposed to do, etc., and then leave. Now, this is real, whether people like it or not. It wasn't until Ron Simmons, and we're talking about up in the 80s now, late 80s, 90s, he became the first black heavyweight champion in World Championship Wrestling. And throughout history, I think it was in 1979, when when Tony Atlas and The Rock's father, they became the WWE Tag Team Champions. So Rocky Johnson, Tony Atlas, they became the record bearer breaking people in WWE. You know why millions of black people don't like Hulk Hogan? Let me tell you the reason why. You know, there was a point in time, black people liked the persona, the character, the image that was created by Vince McMahon. Him and Vince McMahon, you know, Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, they created this pristine, all-American image of a character by the name of Hulk Hogan. A fight for the rights of every man. But underneath it all, apparently it seems he was a racist and a bigot and really couldn't stand black people. And it is clearly evident that he has chosen his side in this life. You know what? And that's fine. If that's who you want to be, you want to espouse racist politics and the ideology of Magonism, we don't care. But the one thing you're not going to do, you're not going to piss in our faces and tell us it's raining. He gets up. So it took me a while to find this, but I'm going to play this audio. And credit goes to ErestlePundit. The name of the audio is titled Hulk Hogan Racist Audio. This occurred in 2016. And for 4 years, Vince McMahon was so furious with Hulk Hogan because he was messing up the money. It was all about the money with Vince McMahon. And 4 years later, after he thought it was going to blow over, he slowly but surely brought Hulk Hogan back because he wanted to let them know that Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania could live forever. Well, how about this? You don't like us? We don't like you. That's the bottom line. And you can't say he didn't call us a bunch of N's because he did. Listen to this for yourself. It's kind of murky, but it is what it is. There's a real audio. I didn't make it up. It's recorded. And this is Hogan talking. It's not somebody imitating him or sides on me. All right, now let me read exactly what the audio said because it's kind of murky. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the time and I'm going to go through it line by line because I want to be crystal clear as to what was said and how he said it. Quote, close quote. So, if you don't like us, we don't care if you don't like us, but you're not going to use us to buy your merchandise. And we don't want none of that stinking beer either. So they can keep that beer. We don't care about that beer. Now, this is what it says. Quote, close quote. I'm getting ready to cut some serious bait. Let's go back. I'm getting ready to cut some serious bait. Brooke, my daughter, Brooke, she jumped sides on me. That's what he said. Audio goes on to say, cause I shelled out $2-3 million for her music, and I've done everything effing with him day and night on the radio like a jackass. And he's working with me to make work when we really should call it a day and do the S I did. This is Hogan talking. Let's go further into it. Now, this is the reason why we don't care about him. Let's be crystal clear here. And WWE can try to rebrand him and repackage him all they want. We don't care. The Son, now listen, the Son, he's this black billionaire guy, Cecil. He basically did more for her in a year than anybody's done. He had one song, and after 10 months, it should go to, and I tried to be the realist, and this is your option. You got a better option. You can sign with, he's going to put 500 million behind right now. There's nothing else. We're doing the best we can. And this is how he feels. This is how he feels. I'm not going to tell him how he should feel and how he shouldn't feel. But you're not going to pretend that you didn't say it when you did. So that's why he can align himself with MAGA and feel right at home with them, because they espouse the same ideology that he does. Let's see. Because I am reading word for word what Hogan said. Here we go. So he gets to the point where I don't know if Book was effing the black guy's son or they've been hanging out. I caught them holding hands together on the tour. They were getting close to kind of the effing I'm not a double standard type of guy. I'm a racist to a point. You know, effing ends. Niggers. So if you all get upset with Hogan, because he's the one who said it. Okay? Point blank. I told you before, this channel is called FUBU, for us, by us. I'm talking to my audience. I'm talking to black people tonight. This is who I'm talking to. And this is why millions of us don't like him. So, this is a lady by the name of Heather Clem. She said, well, we are all that way, meaning we hate effing ends. Yeah, cool. When it comes to nice people, you can't say the I don't give a F if she blanked or F an an 8-foot tall basketball player. If we're going to F with ends, let's get a rich one. That's what Hogan said out of his mouth. Here's the reason why the firestorm erupted back then. This is how they still feel today. I don't know why black athletes want these folks, but it's on them. I don't care if he's a multi-billionaire. The thing is now that you start doing these nasty emails, so somewhere, relationship and now doesn't want to talk to anybody. Nah. I can't make this stuff up. This stuff really happened. So Mark Henry, and I'm going to do this in a separate video, Mark Henry had something to say about Hulk Hogan as to why he got booed. You all know why he got booed. Let's not pretend here. And Michael Cole, the agent commentator, tried his best to try to talk about all the great things that he did for wrestling. I don't care what he did for wrestling. Doesn't matter to me. So what? So what you carried the WWE on your shoulders? So what Hulkamania was running wild? So what? The moment you cross that line and you start saying the type of things that he said out of his mouth, if that had been against a different group of people, he wouldn't even be working today. And you know it, and I know it. So if you don't like this video, I'm not going to apologize for it. Go talk to the man who said what he said. So I'll catch you in the next video. Never surrender. Never quit.